Good evening. So this will be our week 6 lesson for the subject Comp 112. I hope you got the lesson, I mean the module for week number 6 and 7. So probably tomorrow I will be uploading the week 8. So kay may kulang na ang aton nga ano pa, kay ko pa napangayo sa kay Sir, I mean kay Doc Tolentino. So I will be sending the week 8 so that all of the topic will be completed. Okay, so for our week 6 lesson on our module, so the topic is all about operating system overview. So you know already what is an operating system somehow. So anyway, we will discuss it the details about the operating system. So based on our modules week 6, so these are the topics that we're going to discuss. Okay, it is all about the operating system. So first we have the classification of software, the BIOS, the OS, functions and characteristics, classifications or classification of computers, the types of OS, timeline, OS, then somehow a little bit FYI for the OS market share. So what are the trend right now? What are the OS that is very popular? And the market share ng iyang profit sa market, kung pila ka percent ang gagamit all around the world, not only in the Philippines but also around the world. Okay, it is just an FYI anyway for your information. Okay, so the expectation after the lesson is understand the classification of software, understand the BIOS, also you will understand the OS function and characteristics, types of OS, the timeline on how the OS evolved in such a way from the very beginning of the OS until the current OS that we are using right now. Understand the OS market share, define operating system, determine and classify, determine and classify software, define BIOS, determine the type of OS, and differentiate of OS market share. Okay, so those are the learnings that we are going to gain from this lesson. First, the definition. Okay, important thing siya. So we need to identify first or define what is a operating system. So when we say operating system, or in computer term, we call it OS, so that it will very familiar to you. So operating system means OS. So an interface between the computer user and computer hardware, very basic ang iyang meaning. So without the use of the operating system, the interface between the user and the hardware is very difficult. So we need a mediator, or shall we say a messenger, so that our language will interpret by the mediator and pass it to the hardware so that it will create an input-output result. No? Ang munang pinaka-essence why we are using the operating system. Okay? Also, operating system is software. System software, I mean. Okay? When you say system software, dapat i-install mo gid siya. No? With not only the OS itself, but also all the libraries and cardinalities, and at the same time the kernel of each hardware and drivers nga include sa isa ka operating system. Now, hindi lang siya kay software lang gid siya nga gi-install, but you install the different kinds of libraries that is package from the operating system, whatever operating system that you are using. Once you installed it, all of the libraries, DLL, OEX, Teams, and everything, naka-include na si isa ka software. So, amo na si operating system, including na mga drivers, kernels, and any other mga component with regards to the operating system. Okay? And as stated, it can handle the memory management, process management, handling the I/O, and controlling peripherals. No? And you know already what are those peripherals that I'm talking about on your week number 4. No? Itong mga input-output devices, storage devices, and etc. Okay, so some popular operating system includes the Linux operating system, the Windows operating system, the Mac, no, ang pinakamahal nga OS, no. Okay, may piloted siya pero ang yan ng mga device, it's very expensive. We have the VMS, the Chrome OS, and so on. What OS that you can search from the internet using the Google. So, mga operating system na sila, either on the PC or in the mobile or embedded firmware type of mga software. It is called the operating system. But other device, we call it embedded system or firmware. So later on we will discuss what are those. Okay. So also based on the tutorial point, okay, ang operating system natin is the one who handles those applications that are being one of the mediator sang aton nga system, no, ang atong computer, either laptop o sa desktop. Okay, si operating system na ang naga-mediate so that maka-interface kita kung anong aton nga ginamin or ang atong gina-process sa aton nga hardware, especially si CPU, kay siya ni ang naga-process ang aton nga mga data, no, nga naga-convert sa machine language into user language na naton, no, wherein ang mga letter nga ginapang input anything that we search so si CPU gina-process niya in a split of second, mas madasig, no. And also the RAM, so the higher the memory, the better, and also the input output, which provides the result on every user nga gina-instruct niya sa computer. Okay, so anyway, it's very straightforward. So let's proceed to the classification of software. So we have this different kinds of application software. Now the first one is the system software. So one of the is the operating system. Okay, so very common to you. So just read na lang some definitions ng system software. Okay, so anyway, one of the example of the system software is the operating system. Okay, then we have the network and web applications, no. So by the word network, so may ara gini sila nga specifying operating system that can manipulate through the network, or also you can run also by the different servers, no, and most especially sa security. Okay, so it was developed, it develops in a web-based application like sa mga web application software like HTML, PHP, and XML. Okay, and I think if I'm not mistaken, so during your high school, may mga basic naman kamanali sa HTML, and I think you know already what is an HTML. So unlike sa PHP and XML, so these are the language nga tunan nyo pa kung proceed ka mo higher on the computing field, no, like the programming language. Okay, then we have embedded software. So amo to na mention ko a while ago. So embedded software is embedded into hardware normally on a read-only memory. Naka-room ni siya, hindi na siya pwede ma-edit, hindi man siya pwede ma-reinstall. So kung mag-reinstall ka, dapat ma-erase na siya dapat. So that means everything that you have done before nga naka-read only siya, ma-erase siya automatically. Hindi siya pwede ma-overwrite siya. So manangwa niya. So examples of the software use is your control application, washing machine, no? Atong automatic nga may digital satellites, no? Microwaves, washing machine, etc. And one of the example also is our voting counting machine, no, sa Philippines, ng VCM. So naka-experience ko na before because I am one of the supervisors of PCOS. During that time, the first implementation of the automation sa voting sa Pilipinas, no, during I think it was if I'm not mistaken, is in the year of, it was the year of Gloria Macapagal or Aquino, I think, if I'm not mistaken, those years. So I'm one of the supervisor of the of handling the PCOS machine. Ano pa to sa anong meaning ng PCOS naman, but now it is called VCM, or voting counting machine. That time is PCOS. Okay, I don't know what's the name of the PCOS again. Sorry. So anyway, so one of the example is the embedded system. I mean application software is the embedded system. Naka-read only ni siya. So once you install, so pag install matapakan yun siya. So unlike sa iban nga maka read and write, pwede mo lang siya ma-update, pwede siya, kung may guba lang, dito lang yung guba ang pwede nyo ma-fix area. Once na maguba na siya, lost na gidang yung data. So, you need to replace it again and overwrite it again. Okay? Ma-overwrite lang siya. So, that means all of your data there will be lost. Okay? Then, we have the reservation software, no? Especially sa mga travel agency, car rental, hotels, and activities. So, these are, this example of software, gina-create ni saya, customized, no, by the programmers. So gahire na sila mga programmers in order for the company to create such a software that is intended for their business, such as air travel, car rental, hotels, and other activities. Okay, then we have business software, so like your accounting management, inventory management system, banking, hospitals, schools, stock market, and etc. Okay, so I think you're familiar with the examples of the business software. And then right now, ara naman sa market. Mga POS ang makita nyo sa sa mga supermarket, kapag bakal ka mo goods, no, ginascan na lang sa barcode or OCR or optical character recognizer. So ginascan lang siya, so automatically nag-compute ng inyong item yung ginbakal. So, POS na siya. So, business software man sa example. We have entertainment software like the computer games, educational games, translation software, mapping software, etc. So, damo na, no? Miyara man tagani mga ibang yung mga players, no? Like mga music players, ano pa, Spotify, and so on. So, entertainment na sila. As long na nag-gain sang nag-imply sang mga entertainment services. And then we have the artificial intelligence software. So these are the software that can predict or forecast with regards to the data that you have entered. No? Like for example, the decision support system. The computer can decide what would be the outcome, what would be the possible solution for the data that you have gathered. Pattern recognition, no? Mga biometrics, no? Software, artificial neural networks, and etc. So those are the artificial intelligence software. Then we have scientific software, no, like AutoCAD, MATLAB, PSPice, and OrCAD. So sila naman niya ang mga engineering softwares na needed by the engineer. So actually damo pa sila, no? There are lots of them. So that's why hindi sila may isa-isa, because every field of engineer, especially in engineering field, lain-lain man silang ginagamit nga scientific software. Then we have the utility software, so such as the voice recognition, software, compression programs, antivirus, and etc. So amo naman sa mga utilities, ang silingon mga added software nga wala sang pag-install niya sang OS. Kaya pag-install sa OS, so But anyway, sa Windows 10, automatically, when you install your Windows 10 operating system, automatically you have a Windows Defender. So, automatic meron nakamantay virus. But other user preferred another kind of utility software such as antivirus like Avast, Kaspersky, ano pa, Smadab. So, depende sa user kung anong gusto niyang ipa-install. So that's utility software. Then, document management software such as your metadata, security, indexing. So, one of the example niya na is your mga Word, no? Mga stored document, mga Word, mga spreadsheet, and etc. So, mga examples ng document management software. Okay, maka-perform ka mo any different task with regards to the document. Okay? Or PDF, pwede man, no? Pwede man na siya. Okay? On the basis of copyright naman, sa application software, mayara commercialize. Kasi nga commercialize sa mga software nga maka-copy pero may copyright sang kumpanya. No, na like Windows, no, pwede man na siya ma-consider as commercial, ay pwede na siya license, pero others, this Pilipinas siya uso si pirated. So, ma-download kita yung mga palanglan namon sang college kami, Mumbai edition, magsiga Mumbai, ara, pwede nyo na ma-pirate anywhere. Ma-download nyo lang sa torrent, ma-download nyo lang sa iba nga website. Okay? So, next to it is the shareware. Ang shareware naman is another type of software application ma-purchase nyo. Kakang ma-test. Pero, once matapos, bayaran nyo. Ang yan doon sa mga trial, bala, there are some software that can be shared, no? Pero hindi nyo na pwede ma-edit. Okay? Tapos, at the same time, kung matapos ang trial, so you need to pay for it. Kung magustuhan nyo. So, manang ginahin mo sa ibang niya mga developer, if you like the software, then you need to pay for it. Okay? Paggamit nimo, free lang na siya. That is trial. But once gusto niyo na sa background, so if you want it, so you need to pay for it. So, mga trial na sila. Kaya pwede nyo man sila ma-share. Downloadable, free to download, free to install. But after the trial, if you want, you need to pay for it. Okay? Then we have freeware. So, area, mga pwede ni sila yung download yung iba niya, may halaman iba nga may crack, no? Nga available man sa internet. Pero once ka naka-online ka, somehow matakop man siya gyapon. But this firmware is preferably magsila nga free gid siya. Freeware. Mga open source nga mga excuse me. Mga open source nga mga software. So mostly sa mga open source ga pangalan sila donation, no? With regards to the software nga gi-download ninyo. So it's up to you if you donate or hindi. But there are some people nga namian sila sang service, so naga-donate gid sila para maka-receive sila mga updates. May mga previous man sila nga once you donate, so you can avail some of the updates. Okay? Then we have the public domain. No, so the original copyright holder explicitly relinquishes all rights to the software. Hence, software copies can be made both of archival and distribution purposes with no restriction or on distribution. So, modification of the software and reverse engineering are also allowed. When you say public domain, mostly gid ang mga mga like for example, public domain, mga www.com na pwede nga may mga copyright na sila. Pero pwede man sila gyapon edit once nga na kuha nyo na ang iyang copyright. Kaya ang copywriting mas taas ding iyang nga value sa market. So once nga nakuha nyo na siya, public yung mga public software, so pwede nyo man siya liwat ma-edit. Okay? So yung tawag sa ganit, public domain, kaya pwede nyo man siya ma-distribute, kag pwede nyo man siya ma-edit kung kabalo kong mag-edit. Okay? Now, so those are the software that we have on the application software. Okay? Then, we will proceed on the BIOS. So, BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System. So, most specifically, ang BIOS ta makita yun sa inyong hardware. Naka-microchip na siya. So si microchip na siya, ang panawag na si CMOS. Okay? CMOS. Wait lang. Okay. So, CMOS, okay, stands for, C stands for, okay, C, complementary. Wait, sa word na lang kay para makita ta kung sala spelling ta. Sorry. I'm not good in spelling it actually. So let's proceed to word. Sorry. So we have complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So that is the meaning of the CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Yan. So ginto nga sa ganyan ibansang CMOS BIOS. Ang BIOS amo na saya ang embedded software sa sulod sang CMOS. Okay? So ang purpose na sang BIOS is to check all the hardwares that are connected to your computer system or CPU unit nimo. So sa bilog mo lang ang CPU unit, your hard drive, your memory, your video card if there is, no? May mga expansion card kapagid. Okay? Before, kung wala ka sang keyboard, wala ka sang mouse, hindi mo mag-boot up ang mga unit, ma-stop lang siya sa CMOS BIOS nga checking. No? Hindi na siya mag-proceed basta wala si keyboard, wala ang presence ni mouse, hindi siya pwede ka-proceed. But right now, miski wala ka pa sang keyboard, wala ka pa sang mouse, wala ka pa sang mouse, subong, pwede ka gyapon niya ka-boot up. No, kay subong niya, na lang mo, naka USB port pa. During my time, naka PS2, naka serial, naka serial port. So, ang serial port before, very slow. And may mga mouse pa sang una, may trackball sa dalom. Ambot kung, I don't know if there are still mouse that are existing right now. So muna sang mga example sa mga mouse serial port, no? Okay, so muna yung example sa mga serial port. Yan. Wherein you can see here how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 ports, no? Mayroon pa. Ay pagid. So mga example sa mga serial port before. So subong niya ang mga mouse naton, mga USB type na, no? Naka universal serial bus na ta. Now wherein ang movement at the same time the input output of the device of your mouse or the mouse device is very fast rather than using the serial mouse, no? Naka trackball pa ni sa unang mga ini nga type, no? Siya may bula siya, oh. Yeah, though Holland or lens lanes, no? Jackstone. So those are the serial mouse before, no? Very bulky and at the same time very but durability wise, this is very durable, no? Because naka-mechanical pa siya. Right now, yung mga mouse subong, so naka-laser na or naka-optical type na siya. Okay? Mayroon na ganing wireless, no? And then may laser pa, no? Wherein ang mouse, pwede kayo siya ka-move, miski may transparent ng crystal, no? pwede ka na ikagamit pa. Pero but before, naka-trackball gid siya. So very inconvenient because somehow ang XYZ nga perform sang input-output sa mouse is very slow. And sometimes kung guba gid, vertical ang iyang movement. Wala na siya sang horizontal. So very minimal and very fragile to damage. No? So that is the hardware before. So one of the one who will check those hardware is the BIOS using the power on self-test or POS. So ano yung itsura ni BIOS nimo. So si BIOS mo, amo lang yung mga software. Naka-embed na siya. Amo lang yung mga embedded system or firmware mo da susulod. Okay? So read-only na siya, hindi mo na pwede ma-edit. No? Gusto mo na sa i-edit, dapat tapakan mo gid siya. Mag-update siya dapat ang OS nimo, ang imong mga BIOS tapakan mo gid. Gusto ningon kung anong previous ni mga setup islan mo bibago, so dapat tapakan mo gid. Okay? So medyo lang galing, medyo careful because once you do the flashing of the BIOS, make sure that the hardware is still intact. Wala ka maging kakas, wala ka maging bago. Kay kung miyara, so mangita gina siya. Okay? Especially kung nag-update ikaw. Okay, so mo naman ni siya ang chip na mo tong CMOS. Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor. So naka-chip na siya, naka-install sa imong motherboard. Okay? So that is the BIOS. Now, ano mga functions ng ating operating system? Okay? First, managing resources. And you know already what's the printer, mouse, keyboard, monitor, and the memory. So you know it already. Providing user interface or graphical user interface. So before, the operating system is run by the DOS, no? DOS application. So nung DOS, muna ang mga black screen lang. So imagine wala sang okay, wala cancel, wala yes or no nga buttons. Or even close, wala siya. As in, fully, naka-black screen lang siya. Wala kasi may makita ng mga buttons da. Okay, that was before. That was my time. During my time, ang mga ginagamit namon. No? All of the commands should be execute by a characters or character-based example. If you want to go to the directory of D, so butang kabi, ang from drive C, I want to go to drive D. So, D, colon ka lang. Then, maka-proceed ka lang sa drive D. Pero kung sa Windows siya, dapat my computer, double-click D. Ano ka na yan. So, type ka lang. Then, if you want to see all of the folders inside D, you type dir. Yan. All of this dir here means directory. All of them, basta may dir means naka-folder na. Yan. So, naka-folder na sila tanan. So, if you want to proceed to if you want to open the folder, so let's say, for example, we'll go for games here. There. So, you need to type cd, then type ka lang games. cd space games. Then, you can now open and then you are opening now the games. So, if you want to look for the directory of, if you want to see the directory inside the games, type again dir. And as you can see, mayara naman nga mga dir diri. So very it is very what you call this one, difficult to access the directories, especially when you are encounter this kind of operating system. Tanan naka-character base. Wala sang GUI applications. Wala man sang GUI component. No yes, no okay, no cancel buttons. Just imagine that. Pero nakaya namon that time. Damo kami galing commands yung ginasa ulo. No? You need to memorize all of the commands so that you can create your directory, you can create Word, wala pa so nauso ang WordStar pa, no? Ang Excel sa muna it is called Dotus 123, no? Now, all of the commands is also being handled by keyboard shortcuts. No, wala sang mouse ganyan. No? Totally vanish si mouse, keyboard lang tanan. Okay? So, ang obra namon, instead nga ma-utilize ko sa subong sa 30 minutes, matapos na sa una, mga 4 ka oras pa na matapos. Kailangan pa naman sulaw doon ang commands. So, very difficult that time. So, exit ko lang. Okay, so we're lucky right now because we are on the graphical user interface right now. May mga may mga GUI ng component. Okay, so running application, ability to run an application such as word processor by locating it and loading into primary memory. Most operating system can multitask by running many applications at once. Which is very true. O, for example, so mong ginimo ko, may folder ko, may word ko, naka-recorder, pwede mo kung naka-open sang akong nga website or sang akong nga internet using the browser. So, multitasking. Tapos, pwede ka pa open games, pwede ka pa kumati sound, pwede ka pa tanaw or stream sang video. So, multitasking na. Before, dapat, one application, before ka proceed sa PIAC, dapat, you need to finish the first application before to proceed to another application. So, do ka singularity lang siya, no? So, muna saya ang mga technology before my time. Support built-in utility program. So, may araan ta subong mga operating system wherein may mga support na siya nga or embedded na siya nga mga programs, no? Like, for example, if you want to compute for using calculator, may embedded na. If you want to have a antivirus right now, may antivirus na siya. If you want to watch movie, may alin sa media player. So, may mga utilities na sa embedded ang inyong operating system. Then, we have control computer hardware. So, all programs, no? Yeah, I think you know that. All programs were in. At yung mga basic necessity for the operating system are there. Okay, pwede man siya ma-access using the BIOS, no, or the basic input-output system. Itong na-mention ko, ma-monitor niya na kung ang imo hard drive, ma-monitor niya kung pilang imo memory, ma-monitor niya pag imo mga peripheral sa sulod sa imo computer system using the operating system. Okay, also object-oriented design. So, wherein, ang mga programs can be now use the object-oriented designing, no? Like, mga .NET framework, no? Ano pa gid, mga, what you call this one? Other frameworks like Laravel and any other framework na pwede nimo gamit, no? Using the object-oriented design. Multi-threading, okay? Because you can you can perform said atong running application, you can perform many application sa isa lang ka process ang operating system, no? Isa ka unit, damo application sa imo ma-perform. So, one of the characteristic na siya sang operating system. Then, systematic multiprocessing job, no? Amo silingon na ano yan, organize siya, ga-printing ka di, ga-watch ka di. So, ma-manage niya. Siguro kung kita lang guro, samtang kung kita bing computer, kagdaan pa, mahang na nga ito ng computer. No? Subong yan, ang computer nato niya, very sophisticated and at the same time, very, state of the art somehow. No? Kaya nga ito niya, benchmark, aran sa Core i3. No? But way back before, ara pa lang tayo sa mga Pentium 1, Pentium 2, wherein all of the application should be minimal lang siyang paggamit. Unlike now, may mga applications sa tayo nga pwede ta ma-perform in a multitasking capability. Okay, pero systematic. Okay, so may asa throughput, okay, and reliability. Okay, magsilang nga throughput means the number of jobs executed by processor in a time slot. Magsilingon niya, ginapasunod niya, no? Systematic. Reliable because you can rely on it because kung anong yung maging process amo man lang iya nga pagwa may natagani nga WYSIWYG, no? WYSIWYG. WYSIWYG. Okay. Ano nga ning WYSIWYG? What you see is what you get. WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. So, muna sa C. WYSIWYG, no? Kung anong mo ginapa, ano siya, mo man ang gina-process niya in a speed of time, no? A very fast time. Okay? Distributed operating system. So, amo naman na sila ang mga operating system nga naka-network. Okay? Right now, may mga, there are computers that doesn't have a hard drive, no? But the operating system is connected into a server. Kaya naka-network sila. So, for example, if the company wants to minimize the cost of the hardware, so they need to buy large storage of hardware, mainframe man siya, mainframe computer, wherein all of the operating system on client 1, client 2, and client 3 are installed on that particular hardware alone. Now, and then after that, once the client 1, 2, and 3 will switch on their computer, the operating system of their computer is connected to the server. That means kung ang server is turned off, wala siya bingasiga o wala siya bigandar, so ang ila computer hindi mo mag-boot up. But if the server is anyway, ang server is 24 hours, no? 24/7 siya nag-on. That means every day ga-on na siya. 7 days a week. So 365 days, no? So once ang main server is always on, so ang client 1, 2, and 3 is relying on that particular server. So that means ang ilayang hard drive ara lang sa isa ka server. So si client 1 niya, ang ila lang gid memory lang. Kaya ang memory hindi man siya hindi man siya software. So yung memory nato niya naman sa hardware. So dapat ato gid siya sa client. Ang hard drive lang ang pwede dito ma-transfer. Kaya ang operating system software man lang niya, pwede siya ma-access through server by using a network. Then we have the microkernel architecture, no? So microkernel ano siya architecture, software man siya. Pero specify ni siya kung ano ang klaseng architecture ang gamiton mo. Mayara sa memory, there are kernel for the what you call this one, the processor, no? I can't remember the so-called kernel sa processor. Pero sa memory, mostly ang sa kernel sa memory, ang iyan ay mostly guba ang gulpi lang blue screen ng inyong computer, just like this. So I will show you the blue screen of death. Ang panahon nila, grabe kalbaan, blue screen of death. So this one, if you encounter this is one example of the blue screen of death. This is for Windows 7. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is for Windows 7 and XP, I think, and Vista, no? So, muna silang mga blue screen niya ginakulbaan sa mga user. Now, once nga mag-amo ni siya, dump ng inyong memory. Mostly, sa memory. Though, tumalagsahon lang gid nga very seldom nga nagakatabo sa processor. Pero once the processor is displayed on the kernel, that means your processor is on the verge of damage, no, ng inyong processor. Basi malfunction na sa ang inyong processor. But you know, it's seldom na siya gakatabo. Mostly ang mga kernel ni siya nga naga blue screen somehow is ang ilang cause mostly sa memory. So probably memory is malfunctioning, not functioning well. Some nagahalog, no, because ang Iban ka hulog, ay hindi manghulog, ano gali, sa sobrang lang ano, instead nga ma-stay sa isa ka place, ginabit-bit pa, basta isagadlagan pa kamo, so somehow naga-lose ang contact sang ano, sang memory, or ang iban sa hard drive, no? So that is the problem sang mga kernels naton. Kaya ang mga kernels yan yung naga-protect sang aton yung ano mo, ng mga hardware, and at the same time si software na siya kay tungod interface si operating system, di ba? Si operating system is connected to the hardware, no, siyang mediator. So therefore, once the hardware is not functioning, it will send a signal to the operating system na, oh, I'm not functioning well, please protect the computer so that hindi ma-damage it totally. So gina ano yan na, gina-send niya na ang information sa operating system, then ano naman na yun, para ma-interrupt, so i-submit niya sa user nga blue screen of death sa because some of the components is not functioning well. So gina auto shutdown niya, tapos sige na nga restart, so hindi na pa continue. So let it rest for a while. So pag on yung liwat, kung nagbalik, then you're lucky. Pero kung hindi na siya magbalik, magsige-sige siya, so you need to consult the technician so that it will solve the problem. No? So manang purpose ni kernel kernel architecture. Hindi po ako sampot. Kernel architecture. Okay? Now, classification ng computer, and you know it already. Reminisce sa inyong week 4. No? And I think I will not elaborate it anymore. Okay, sa operating system lang ta. So, types of operating system, we have the batch operating system. Now, wherein job is being handled by the operating system through the CPU. Okay? Then, time-sharing operating system, no? Your webmail, web browser operating system to your CPU. So, time-sharing operating system. Okay? Ga-multitask sa. Okay? Ito na-mention ko sa inyo, ga-word mo da, ga-email ka mo, ga-web browser, ga-multimedia. So, time-sharing operating system. Distributed, itong siling ko sa inyo, itong one operating system connected on a different computer. Alin mga computer ni siya, may CPU, may siya memory, okay? So, kung may hard disk man siya, pero relying on the operating system on the same server. Ang hard disk yan probably, kung may additional sa nga i-save nga data, so pwede nga di ma-save. Okay? So that means ang data nga ma-save ya, pwede din ma-save sa hard drive. Pero ang operating system is connected to one particular main server sa operating system. Okay? Then we have network operating system, no? Wherein client 1, 2, and 3, and 4, sorry, 4 na da, are connected to the file server. Magsiling ng file server, aring operating system, aring na diya. Pero si file server, amo na siya ang nag-handle sa tanan yung files. Yung magsiling ng savings ang files are connected into one particular server. So, ang operating system, aring na siya. Okay? Then, we have real-time operating system. Okay? May hard real-time. No, example niya na is the scientific experiment, medical imaging system, industrial control system, weapon system, robot, air, and so on. So, medyo mga sophisticated na saya ng mga real-time mga system natin. Okay? So, these are the timeline of the operating system. So, nag-start kita from nothing to something. No? Wherein, neta, sa DOS base, no, as you have observed, si Windows 95, no, which is the first operating system that I encountered during 1995. So, pila na yun ang edad nyo. Okay. During this time, ang edad ko na 1995, if I'm not mistaken, ari na kuro sa 16 years old. Very fresh. Sweet 16. So, anyway, so Windows 95 ang first ko na encounter na operating system. Okay? And then it was followed by um, excuse me, the 2000, I think, the Windows, no, 2000, followed by other Windows, no, XP, no, matong medyo pinakalawig, ang Windows XP last mga 1 decade and 3 years, no, mga 13 years ni siya uh, ano, sa market, stay sa market during those time. No, gauso na di si internet cafe, mga gaming like Dota 1, Counter-Strike, Red Alert, Brood War, ano pa, Warcraft, what else? And any other games, no? So, una. So, din nag-boom si, internet cafe. Yan. So, but anyway, mayroon man sa mga competitor like macOS, and always yun sayang ang competitor ni Microsoft. Then, sa 2010, we have Windows Vista. Pero subong, no? I had before, mayroon tang Windows 10, no? So, si Windows 10 nato niya, created by the Microsoft in order to compete with the other mobile operating system like Android and iOS. So, kaya syempre, kung tanawon mo ang aton nga operating system ng sa Windows 8, no? Probably, most especially, sa Windows 8 do ginhimo ni do tablet type, no? Na wherein pwede ka ka swipe like an Android or naka-tile na siya. Nando parehas ng sabi yo. Kay si Windows Windows 8 naka-tile sila tanan niya way na sa naka-amo ni. Okay. Galing kita mo reklamo, there are so many complaints, where is the start button? So people is very familiar with the start button. Okay, since 1995 until Windows 7, no, Windows 7 may start button, no, may haragi na start button. From Windows 95 to Windows 7 may start up button dire. Okay, Windows 98 ya nadula lang to, pero pwede ka ka-proceed yapon sa desktop, pero nadula to siya ya. Once nga ipindot to, if you press the window icon, no, naka-tile din ang imong screen. So dogin sunodin nila sa para ma-compete sa Android, no? Kasi Android naman siya naka-swipe. So that's why nila as a competitor. Pero way nagdugay. So that's why they build Windows 10 immediately. Way nagdugay sa market si Windows 8. Mga, I think if I'm not mistaken, naka 1 year lang siya. Then after 1 year, ginisa nila 8.1. Windows 8.1. But 8.1 is still, wala siya nag-click sa market. So they shift to, or they create another operating system, which is the Windows 10. And right now, Windows 10 is still the operating system na ginagamit until now. Okay? So here it is, the FYI with regards to the timeline of the operating system. And so Windows 10, ang update niya sa buong May 2020. Okay? Then, these are the years of the operating system that time. No? So kung wala, probably based on the history, let me go back to the history. Kung wala ni si IBM, no? I think it is led by Paul Allen, no? Kung wala ni sa IBM, wala ni subong si Windows. Kay si Paul Allen and Steve Jobs migaway ni sila. So gingamit nila ang operating system para magana siya si MS-DOS. Si MS-DOS. MS-DOS. 1981. Nabata na ko din, 1981. Okay? May 7 ka mo, 1981. So, October, no? So, mga pila na ka months old. Yan. So, by the use of the brilliant mind of Paul Allen, okay? Hindi si Ray Allen, sa basketball player. Paul Allen, so they created a operating system which is the MS-OS or MS-DOS, no, manang gamit nila. Tapos nang-evolve until such time naka-create sa GUI which is the Microsoft. Okay, ano na sa. Ang Microsoft, nag-start sa Windows 3.1, 6.0, and now, the Windows 95. And so on na, asa sa pinaka-current niya nga operating system. Okay. So, here are the FYI market share. Okay. So, if you observe, aring Chrome OS, no, share, ano siya. So, sa Windows share naman, ara siya. Medyo taas, no? Ang iyang contribution. So, sa Windows, naka 87% sa. Okay. Si Chrome OS siya man ang iyaka sang Google, no? Chrome OS. And then we have the mobile. So, ang pinaka number one gid si Android. Now, Android because very convenient at the same time kung pwede ka download tanan niya apps. I don't think so sa Huawei, no? May harap na silang mga conflicts anyhow. So, second si iOS. Then, there is Windows Phone, no? Gamay lang iya. So, that's why hindi sa compete sa kay Android. So, dito lang siya nag-focus sa ilang Windows na lang kay very demand man sa market. Okay, for the tablet, si Android ng Japan. Okay. So, those are the FYI for the week 6. And that's the end of our lesson. Okay. So, I will be uploading this activity or assessment, no, regarding our week 6 lesson. So, I'll be uploading this evening if makaya ko pa kay may overall pa ko. So, i-upload ko na siya. After that, tomorrow evening, I will be uploading the week 7. Okay. And probably, if I can make it, week 8 so that we can have our prelim exam. Okay. Prelim, I mean midterm exam pala, sorry. So, ari siya nga ito inyo answeran sa midterm assessment number 2. Coverage is week number 6. Okay, if you have any questions with regards to our week 6 lesson on your module, so you can message me below this video, or you can message me using our official group chat, or you can message me privately. Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, everyone. So be safe, stay healthy with your family, and good day. Thank you.